Well, hello there, ye faithful few, and welcome back to DMS Adventures, where, if we're willing and able, we'll take a table. Well, one thing that we did not mention on our luxuries of backpacking video was that I like to take a table of some sort if we can. And so I went looking for one that we would be able to use. Can't even speak. One thing that we did not mention on our luxuries of backpacking table. One thing that we did not mention in our luxuries of backpacking video was I like to take a table of some sort if we can. So I like to be able to have an elevated area for cooking, keeping our food and the gas stove up off the ground in general. And then I also like in the tent just to have a different place, another elevation to put things, just to keep them off the ground and perhaps to keep them dry, or maybe even to keep them from getting lost in our sleeping bags and things like that. So for that reason, I would like to take a table if I can. So I went looking for something that I'd be able to use for backpacking. And I came across on Amazon this G for free table that in the description said folding ultralight camp table. Well, here it is. And although it is indeed lighter than, say, my dining room table, I don't think I would call 2 pounds ultralight. That being said, it is a pretty good little table though, and we have taken it on a couple of our trips. So first up, I want to just show you that table a little bit, give you some of the specs on it, but then I got another table to show you here in a second. But first up, here's the G for free folding ultralight camp table. So it comes in this 2-compartment bag. Now, why they separated these two, I'm not entirely certain. The legs come separately from the tabletop. The bag itself is of decent quality. The mesh sometimes will get hung up on the legs and the table whenever you put them in. So, I mean, you don't really get any easier than this. It's just an accordion leg system here. And these extra aluminum beams, if you will, hinge over here, and they come across and just clip into these plastic nodes here at the top. And there you go. Someone's always mowing. I mean, someone is always mowing when I go to do a video. Like without fail, the last 3 times I've tried to do one in the backyard. Okay, mowing time isn't quite over yet, but they've moved to the other side of the house, so hopefully the lapel mic isn't picking it up. So, back to the review. This is the tabletop. It's an aluminum top. It's got these bungees right here that you just take off like so, and your tabletop folds open. Now, this table has got a fair amount of use, and that's good because I can report it has done a fantastic job. So these little bars running down here are what hook into these nodes at the top of the legs. The only thing you have to watch out for is to keep these bungees out of the way of those bars. So just snaps into place there, 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 and there. And there you go. So now just let's take a quick look at the dimensions. So its length comes in about 15.5 inches. He's back again. It'll start raining on me before too long. So how are you doing? Everybody staying safe? Healthy? Out there in this craziness? Yes, what's been your favorite phrase of the Rona? Has it been social distancing? Has it been the new normal? Okay, just for a refresher, that was 15.5 inches on its length, 13.5 inches on its width, about 12.5 inches on its height. Now this size has been just perfect for us. We've been able to get 2 sets of stoves and pans cooking on this at the same time, and it's been great overall. However, when I'm adding up the loads that are going into my backpack and I get to this thing and I'm going to be adding another 2 pounds, I hesitate every time. So I decided to start looking see if there was something else different. And I came across a potential good solution. These are little tables from Cascade Wild. Now, I just happened to come across these at some point and saw that their weight was 2.2 ounces per table. And just like in my lantern review that I did, why buy one when you can buy 2? These came in a pack of 2 for, I think, $24, so it was 12 bucks a piece. Now, when you look at what these things are made of, you'll think, man, that is expensive. However, I didn't come up with this idea, so whoever did, kudos to you. Here's the deal, 2.2 ounces. This thing folds up, has a very small form factor. It snaps together. Then the legs are underneath the tabletop. They unfold. They've got little pieces of Velcro on there. So you take this, you unfold it, you hook the Velcro together. Keep it relatively flat. Sometimes it's good to just bend that back a little bit, and you got a table. So the material here is just like corrugated plastic that you would get at a education store or a craft store or something like that. And, you know, as far as durability, it may not last particularly long, but I don't know that yet. I've taken it on 1 trip so far, and seems pretty good. Now there's one thing I would add to this. See how it kind of sits up a little bit? That can get a little annoying if you're trying to put something on it that isn't particularly heavy. I would like to add a plastic piece of some kind right here in this part to where you could lock that down in. And if I could make a suggestion to Cascade Wild, if there's any way you can manufacture a piece that would do that, that would just add to the functionality of this little table. So the dimensions on this little guy are as follows. Length is 12 inches, width is right just shy of 8 inches, and then height is about 3.25 inches. So just enough to get things up off of the ground, kind of keep organized. But I was still like, man, that's kind of small. I mean, put it in comparison to that, and it's just not quite enough. But at 2.2 ounces, went ahead and grabbed the second one, and here's the cool thing about them. Now these little buttons that are on the side that end up snapping this together actually function to connect 2 of these tables together. Snap 1, snap 2. And now for 4.4 ounces, we now have a table that is about 16 inches by 12 inches by 3¼ inches tall. Now that is a little more sufficient. Weed whipping time. The guy's doing my neighbor's yard, but he's actually in our yard. I assume he knows he's in our yard. It's probably because our out of control grass is growing into their grass over there. It's like my dad at our old house. We used to have dandelions all over the place in our yard, and our neighbor actually, he offered to come down and mow our lawn for us with his bagger so that he could pick up all the dandelion seeds and stuff because they kept just blowing down into his yard. Alrighty, so I think weed whipping time is almost done, and I'm almost done too. Figures. So overall, I think these are a great option that I look forward to using a little bit more. You'll probably see them in future videos. So folding these up, pretty straightforward. Undo the Velcro. Fold the legs in. So, turn them over underneath the tabletop, fold them back in, and button them together. Ready to go. Stick it in your side pouch, in your pack, and off you go. Weight limit 10 pounds. Do not sit or stand on table. Really? Now, if those do work out good, then we'll see this less on our future videos just because of that 2-pound weight is just a little much. However, we use it for a ton of other things. Soccer games, just quick day hikes or car camping. We'll bring this along because it's been great. It's sturdy. I've never really tested the load limit on it, but quality-wise, it isn't bad, and it was relatively inexpensive. Well, all right, you faithful few, that's all I got for you today. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching, and you all have a great day.